The Diocese of St. Petersburg has experienced tremendous growth and change since it was established in 1968. The Bay Area population has surged to over 2.5 million people, with more than 400,000 identifying themselves as being Catholic. Since 1985, our local diocese has grown from 58 parishes to more than 75 parishes and missions. At the same time, we have witnessed shifts in demographics in our local communities. In response to these new challenges, our priests and people have developed many diverse ministries to meet the needs of their local communities. Through the dedication and commitment of so many, the diocese today looks very different than it did decades earlier. Nevertheless, a limited number of priests, shifts in demographic populations, and the challenges of good stewardship have fostered the need to seriously assess how the diocese is positioned for the future to serve God's people. It was the vision of Bishop Robert Lynch, with the support of the Presbyteral Council, to embark on a planning process called Serving God's People. In 2009 and in 2010, parishes held town hall meetings, conducted surveys, and encouraged people to offer their input and vision for the parish community. Parish leaders then met with other neighboring leaders to tell their parish story, sharing their strengths and identifying possible opportunities for collaboration. From these, parish clusters were formed and relationships were fostered. In this planning process, key questions were asked. Where will we be in 10 years, 20 years? Are we adequately providing spiritual and ministerial outreach to the faithful of the parish? How is our youth and young adult program? How well are we educating the children with the resources we have? How can we collaborate with our neighboring parish to build a stronger outreach ministry for the local community? In what ways can we work together to address the needs for evangelization? How can we better serve the needs of the emerging cultural families present? Having identified opportunities and priorities as a team, each parish cluster drafted their recommendations. Following dialogue between clusters and the diocesan planning team, these recommendations were accepted by Bishop Lynch with the support and approval of the Presbyteral Council and the Diocesan Pastoral Council. Ultimately, it was your work, your leadership, and your vision, the shared opinions of the faithful, and participation of many that have carried this initiative this far. With your continued commitment and support, the recommendations you set forth, guided by the Holy Spirit, will help the Diocese of St. Petersburg navigate through these changing and challenging times to a place where all are accepted, embraced, fed, nourished, and served. Our church has evolved over the centuries, and she continues to grow and adapt to its surroundings while shepherding the faithful to grow closer to Christ. We are the church, and each of us makes a difference. We have been taught, strengthened, and empowered to serve God's people. God has given us His Holy Spirit. Jesus has given us His own body and blood. And with these most precious gifts, we can and will continue serving God's people